So guys, I want to come through with the spiritual message today. And on my channel, you will get a variety of videos. You may get a video about pop culture or the church. You might get a ratchet video every blue moon. Eventually you'll get videos about what's going on in the news. And whatever I'm passionate about, I will give it to you all. I'm a regular, everyday girl who sees what you see in the world. So, I'm just here to discuss it. So let's go ahead and get started with this message. But before I do anything else, I want to give a shout out to the spiritual whistleblower on YouTube. She did a video about how God is watching the narcissists, and she spoke about how God is taking notes of what the narcissist is doing. But I want to expand on that topic. In regards to how God is taking notes and how he is watching the enemy. And I will refer to the person that is against you as the enemy. So God is watching you, me, and again, the enemies, the people that are against you. Your enemies are trying to do evil to you. They hate you. They want to seek revenge. They're being deceitful. They are trying to take you out because you are special and wonderfully made. And if you were not special, if you were not wonderfully made, if you were not doing the right thing, they wouldn't come after you. They try to attack people that are quote unquote vulnerable, that are quiet, that are trying to walk the right path because they can't be you. They see you, they see how great you are, they see the great things that are happening in your life, and they want that. And because they're not going about their business to get it, they say, you know what, I'm going to make this person suffer because I love to see it. And that is actually not normal. That is actually sadistic. That is not what human beings are supposed to do to each other in terms of seeking revenge on the other person and making them suffer. But, do not think for 1 second that God is not taking notes of what is happening and what the enemy is doing to you. So with the enemy, you can make one mistake. You can say one thing wrong. You can look at the enemy wrong. You can cough wrong. And the enemy is like, okay, well, I'm going to do whatever I have to do because I don't like this person. And again, I just want to see them suffer. And that creates fire and fury inside of you because you're just like, why is this person doing this to me over and over and over again? God, I feel like I'm being tried. God, I feel like Job. God, what is going on? And to seek revenge yourself is not the right thing to do, right? But as humans, we feel like, man, I really want to make this person suffer. But when you center yourself, you will understand that revenge is mine, saith the Lord. When you come to the point in your life where you're not even thinking about getting back at somebody because it's already been handled, that's power. And you want to develop more power inside of yourself so you can manage better in life. When your enemies do these things to you, they have no conscience. They're not thinking. They're not thinking about the fact that the karma can be activated right then and there. As soon as they do what they do, they don't think about that. They don't think about the repercussions that can take place if they commit that crime, or they blackball you, or they harm, or they hurt you, or they commit fraud. They don't think about that. Their main objective is, in that tunnel vision, is to get revenge on you. But you cannot be revengeful against them. I remember when I would have somebody do something to me, and I would be like, you know what? Let me think about what I'm going to do to them. I'm going to get them back. So I'd sit and I'd think about it, and I'd be like, no, that's not going to work. How can I not get in trouble if I do this? Like, I'd really be trying to plan and think of things, and then I try to act on it, and instantly God would come and say, no, don't do that. Or he stopped me. Or I'd fail in my efforts to seek revenge. You know why I would fail? You know why it wouldn't go through? Because that's not in my nature. If I have to think that hard, if I can't be calculated, if it doesn't come naturally to me to be evil, why am I doing it? Again, if I ever have to sit down and plan out an evil act, I'm not even supposed to be doing it. But You know, it's hard to not seek revenge, y'all. It's really hard to not say, you know what, I'm about to go fight this person. I'm about to go tear the car up. I'm about to go hurt them. I'm about to keep my child from them. I'm about to do all of these things. But, you know, God sees all for you and for me, right? And the enemy. And see, God forgives you for what you do, especially when you repent, when you know what you've done wrong. You know, in some cases, he'll sit you down and then you eventually get back up because you're just like, God, you know what? I was wrong for whatever I did. God forgives you with no hesitance. But see, human beings don't forgive you. And that's where the issue comes into play, where they feel like, okay, this person did me wrong. I'm going to get them back. I don't forgive them for anything. God wants the enemy to forgive you. But because they don't do that, God is looking and he's like, okay, well, you know, she did this to him. It may have been intentional or unintentional. And if it was intentional, they learned from it. And if it wasn't intentional, that was a mistake. But the enemy still says, you know what, I'm going to seek revenge. And with the enemy doing what they're doing, God is sitting there taking his notes in his composition book. And that's just figuratively speaking. And he's seeing what the enemy is doing. Now, I'm going to tell you that when it comes to the enemy, you don't want to pray for their downfall. We never laugh at what they go through. We never say, ha, look at what happened to them. We don't do that. Because God, again, he's looking at you. Oh, that's how you feel? Hey, no. We cannot prey on the downfall of the enemy. We do not want them to go through anything bad. You ever heard people say, I don't wish anything bad on my worst enemy? You have to really live by that, you know? So when it comes to the things that the enemy does, right? Just know that you don't want to sit down and just take their mess. You want to be able to fight and pray. And I don't want to sound contradicting, but this is not a matter of revenge. When I say fight and pray, that means that you need to stand up for yourself. That means don't let anyone violate you. Don't let anybody run over you. Make sure that you take action using good judgment. And let me explain myself a little bit further. Standing up for yourself means if the enemy is yelling in your face and telling you what to do in a very aggressive manner, you want to make sure that you step back and you say, hey, could you not yell at me like that? We don't want to be going through this right now. Please back away. That's you standing up for yourself, right? Don't let anybody violate you or run over you. You know, if somebody is using and abusing you and they're just being your friend because you have a resource that they need, you know what? Don't let them run over you. Don't let them violate you. You know what? Say, hey, look, I don't like the way you're treating me. I don't like the way you're using me. Could you not do this anymore? When you take action with good judgment, that means that, hey, this person has been taken from me. This person damaged my stuff. Okay, I'm sorry. We have to go to court. Business is business. Or, hey, you know, in terms of child support, hey, this is the best way to do this. We have to go to court to take care of this. Or, you know, I'm sorry, I can't do business with you anymore because this didn't work out the way it was supposed to. And all of this, you know, you're using your discernment, you're using your good judgment, right? So you don't want to sit there and just waddle in the mess. You want to be able to say, hey, let's fix this and do this by the books. But, you know, also another method of fight and pray is, hey, let me step away from this job. God has something better for me. Or, hey, let me find another location or another car. Let me figure something out better besides what this is. Because you don't want to sit here and be going through the worst of the worst, you know, just because. So, again, fight and pray. And so, I was speaking earlier about the whistleblower that, you know, helped to give me this idea in a sense for this video. And she speaks a lot about narcissism. And I remember about 2 years ago, I started researching and reading about narcissism, and it really helped to change my life because, you know, there are people that really feel like I'm going to use other people and I'm going to do evil things against you. And it's either going to be covert or overt or whatever method of narcissism it will be. They will use flying monkeys. They will do all kinds of things just to see you suffer. Triangulation just to see you suffer. And once I figured everything out, it helped me to manage better with dealing with people. For a minute, and I know other people probably been guilty of this, for a minute, you know, I thought like everybody was a narcissist. But nah, not really. Everybody's not a narcissist. Some people are just very ignorant. You also have your psychopaths, and you have your sociopaths that you will have to deal with. But, you know, people can use their flying monkeys, they can use their supply, they can, you know, give you that evil stare, they can shake you up, they can do whatever they want to do against you. But one thing I want you to realize with the enemy is that they are secretly weak. They are not as strong as you are. And that's the major issue here. Any narcissist or psychopath or whatever it may be, when they try to seek revenge against you, do you notice that they work in numbers? They never do anything by themselves. They always need someone or something to help them do evil against you. It never fails. Just think about the people that have done wrong to you. They've always used at least one person or a group of people to seek revenge against you. And then you feel like you're fighting an army sometimes. So it puts you in a position where you have to study your enemy and know, okay, they're going to do this to me, or maybe they're not going to do this to me. And then it puts you in a bit of a cognitive dissonance. They put you in a bit of a neurotic space where you're just like, I don't know where to turn and I don't know what to do. And you have to settle your mind where you can function on a daily basis. It's like that for a lot of people. And some people, they find ways to take the pain away by doing certain things. But to go back to what I was saying earlier, let me tell you something. God is taking notes. I cannot stress that enough. Again, we don't wish anything bad on anyone, but don't think for 1 second that because you see the enemy doing good and looking good and going further in life, don't think for 1 second that behind closed doors, they're not suffering. Just don't even think about it. Just know about it. Know that it's happening and keep moving. Don't think, well, I wonder what's going on with them. Something got to be going on wrong. Don't think about it. Don't even think about it. And these things that they're doing to you, it's not really you dealing with the flesh and blood. You're not dealing with that person. You are wrestling and dealing with the principalities. You're dealing with the powers. You're dealing with the evils of the world. The principalities. Yes, you're dealing with all of that. Not the person. So when you see the enemy physically and what they're doing to you, just know that it is really something intangible that you're dealing with. You're dealing with the evil energy that God sees. Just know that. No need to seek revenge. God's way is the better way. And so you can cry, you can be angry, you can let it out. Because that's the human way. That's how we deal as human beings. But just know that God is above watching everything that is happening. And because the enemy will not forgive, they will eventually suffer. We don't laugh at them. We don't wish on their downfall. We just know that they have activated their karma. So my suggestion is, and my advice is, to make sure that you center yourself, understand your weaknesses and understand your strengths, because people will prey, Prey, on your weaknesses. They won't pray for your weaknesses, Pray. And when they pray on those weaknesses, they just want to see you fall. Oh, look at her. She don't know what she's doing. Oh, she's crazy. Oh, she done been through a couple of divorces. Oh, and look at her. She done lost her job. Oh, she doing bad. Let me tell you something. Just as well as they're looking at you, gotta turn around and look at them. Then nobody's perfect. Nobody is definitely perfect. Definitely not. So again, center your mind, know your weaknesses, know your strengths. And because you have strengths, people will try to attack you. You know too much. You do too much. You've mastered something. And because they can't be that, they try to attack that. When they should be congratulating you or acknowledging you, but they can't bring their mouths or themselves to do it. That is a matter of jealousy. That's another topic. But you know, it all somehow connects. So guys, remember to fight and pray. Know that you are beautifully and wonderfully made. The enemy will not win against you because no weapon formed against you shall prosper. I want you guys to make sure that you are trying to stay above everything that's happening to you, especially during these times. God is with you. You're never by yourself. But just know that God is taking notes against that enemy that is working against you. You guys take care.